Hello, welcome back to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Van Atta.
And we are really pleased and honored to have with us today one of the founders of Darian's Gift. It's a remarkable story, and they are doing things for people who never thought they'd ever be in the position of having a child with cancer. Would you please welcome in studio with us today, Greg King. Thank you for joining us today. I've wanted to have you on for some time because what you do for people in our community is remarkable, and I want them to know all about it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
How did it get started? It wasn't always called Darian's Gift. Tell us about that.
Sure. We actually started in 2009. My 6-year-old nephew Darian had passed away from osteosarcoma, and my brother, shortly after he passed away, was wanting to do something to help other local families that were on a similar journey, realizing that his family was very fortunate that we had family support, church support, community support that took care of a lot of the needs that they had while Darian was on his 18-month journey with cancer. But not everybody has that. And so he asked myself, our pastor, a couple of other friends, his other brother-in-law, and we figured out how to start a nonprofit together and started what we called For Him Today at the time. And we operated under For Him Today for 7 years. And then at our 7-year anniversary is when we realized that at that point we'd helped almost 70 local families.
70?
70. We'd raised over $300,000 in funds to help these families. We'd also implemented some scholarships in the names of some kids that we'd lost in that time, and had, I think it was 16 scholarship recipients at that point. And so we just looked at everything that had been accomplished and realized, had Darian not got sick, that none of that would have taken place. And so we said, let's just call this what it really is. This is Darian's Gift.
And what a legacy. I can't imagine what it would be like for a family. You have enough to think about when you have a child and you have their needs to think about, but what about you?
How do you get everything done?
And life has to go on. You have to keep things going. How does Darian Gift, I'd like to say, walk along with them and help them?
I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly what we say we do, is we come alongside the family to help them on their journey. And so we help in a number of ways. So the first is financial support. All treatment for childhood cancer is done in Portland. And so families have an added financial burden of having to travel to Portland, could be 20 times a month for treatment. And so they've got that burden. So we have financial support. And then after that, we've got physical acts of service. So we'll help the families with their car maintenance, yard maintenance. They're spending a lot of time away from home. They're putting a lot of miles on the car. So there's added expense and just time that they don't have. And so we'll help them with that. And then just the emotional support that they might need. So we try to take a holistic approach to helping the family.
And how do they get in touch with you? How do they even know you exist?
There's a couple of ways. Sometimes it's people are referred to us that in the schools, just people that we've come to know over time. There's about 20 kids a year in the Salem area that are going to be diagnosed with childhood cancer. And so just the network of people that we've come to know, they refer the people to us. Sometimes they call us and say, you should contact these people. There's things like today that, or I've done other radio programs where people have heard the message and then heard it for the first time and reach out to us at that point and have been able to help. And then lastly, which has just been a huge blessing for us, was here in July, Dornbecker started doing direct referrals to us. And so this last year we've had 27 referrals just from Dornbecker.
Oh, that really is wonderful. Mary Louise, we went to the home to talk to a woman whose son went through cancer treatment with her family, and she agreed to go on camera to tell her story. Why don't we take a look at that video?
That'd be great.
It was wonderful. Let's take a look.
We were introduced to Darian's Gift when my son Michael was 4.5 and diagnosed with leukemia. And Darian's Gift came alongside us and supported us monthly and continually checked in on us and helped us with some really practical needs while my son was going through childhood treatment. There's a real sense of relief when you know that somebody's going to come and help you. Darian's Gift was able to provide us with gas gift cards and able to help us get new tires for our vehicle so we can continue to make the multiple trips to Portland. They were able to send a plumber to our house when we had a plumbing issue. There's lots of practical needs that come up in the midst of childhood cancer treatments, and Darian's Gift was able to help us meet a lot of those needs. Michael's doing great. He is about to turn 9 years old, and he finished his treatment a year ago, and so we've had a great year. He's healthy and growing and active. He loves swimming and riding his bike and anything outside and anything with his friends. And our family is really enjoying this new chapter of life.
What a beautiful story.
It was lovely.
Happy ending.
Yeah, and I guess we always think of cancer as such a terrible and scary thing, but for young children, when cancer is identified early, there are some hopeful outcomes. Is that correct?
Absolutely. With modern medicine, research, all the great organizations that are raising money to help fight childhood cancers and cancer in general, the cure rate for children now, I believe, is up to about 90%.
Wow.
And so we've been fortunate in the 100+ kids that we've helped that I think that we've had a very, very high success rate in the families that have gone on.
So Darian's been able to give many gifts to
Absolutely.
his family. That's great.
Absolutely.
So I imagine, besides probably the financial support that all nonprofits need, are there other ways that folks who are watching us today could get involved and learn about your organization, and what kind of things do you need from us?
Sure, that's a great question. Yeah, we'd love it if people, would just visit our Facebook page and our website. Like us on Facebook, and then you can learn so much more about what we have going on and volunteer opportunities. I'd mentioned the yard work and the car maintenance. Comes up all the time that a family with all the miles they're putting in their car needs something. And so we actually had a campaign recently where a family had a major issue with their car, and we just put it out on Facebook, and one day we were able to get a mechanic that could fix it and the funds to take care of it. So we're always looking for people in the trades that can help with those types of skills and services to help us with the yard work and the car maintenance. And then of course we have our events. We have our annual golf tournament and silent auction. We've got our bowling event that we always need volunteers to help us with the day of, as well as putting on. As you know, it takes a lot of work to put those events on.
Yeah, so tell us the website address again. So
sure.
Everyone
the website is www.dariansgift.org, and that's DARIANSGIFT.org.
DariansGift.org. Wonderful.
Thank you so much. And if you have been watching us today, we have been talking with Greg King, one of the founders of Darian's Gift. You can learn so much more on their website, which is on the screen right now. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. This has been an inspiring day.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for joining us on InSight today. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Van Atta, and we'll see you next time.